Welcome to the CascadiaSports.net training camp report. I'm Vida Mara Ere, day 9 of the Seahawks training camp. And what we saw today was some urgency, some cadence, some pace, some intentionality, because the Seahawks have a game on Saturday at Pittsburgh. So really, they're treating this like a game week. So yeah, it was good to see them, how they were moving around. And as I said, intentionality, some cadence, some pace. And as far as what we saw on the field, and Pete Carroll was true to what they said. That is, we saw Drew Lock he actually got more reps with the number ones. And I think this is something that we all unofficially said we would see, given his performance in the mock game, which is Pete Carroll talked about in the press conference and said, the mock game at Lumen Field was to them a real game. They used it like a practice. Like another game. Now remember, this year they only get 3 exhibition games. So as I said, that's why the importance of Saturday's game at Pittsburgh. So again, as in terms of what did we see from Locke, had more reps with the ones. He was decent. I wouldn't say that he put himself ahead. He had a couple some underneath routes that he had, but he underthrew them, and one of them was to DK, and I think both quarterbacks did that. That just continues to be a theme where they had some opportunities, both did, in terms of over-the-middle passes that if they could have hit, as Pete Carroll said in his post-game, in his post-practice interview, he said we would have had a big day. As for Geno had a better performance in the red zone. He had 2 TDs there. One was to DK, and the other one, So I didn't see a lot from Tyler Lockett, but just in terms of the red zone. But he was ever consistent. Marquise Goodwin is the other one, is the other player that had a really good practice. So as we always do, here's some videos from today's practice.
There we go. I like that a lot better. A couple missed assignments that had nothing to do with physical ability, so that's not something to take away from. Both guys held up well in the run and the passing game, and we rushed on them hard. We sent our best guys at them. They had a lot of speed to look at, so it was a good first outing. That was really the first chance. When you look at that film in our stadium, it just looks different than out here, and it just gives you more of a gauge. To see them out there, and you can just tell the quickness in the movement and all that stuff. It was a good day.
Okay, there you have it. Some videos from today's practice. Quick note, there was no Jordan Brooks because of a hamstring. And Jamal Adams had a couple good plays on defense. And I would also add that Tariq Woolen and Colby Bryant continue to star as the corners. And it'll be interesting. I think both of them really, really are taking this opportunity and stepping right into it. So, again, from Seahawk training camp, I'm Vida Mara Ere.